I've got one of the old favourites here, old Traxxas Spartan, the original ready to run boat. They've been making these, I actually don't know how long, probably since mid-noughties, something like that. I don't know, maybe 2008. So I've had plenty of these before. Every time I get rid of one, I figure I'll never get another one, but then here we are. I thought I might just do a couple of videos on what you need to upgrade in these things and what you don't need to upgrade unless you're going to improve it by making it go faster. So basically out of the box they're okay, but there's a couple of things you have to do. And then maybe I'll do a series and move along onto the more advanced stuff once you get used to the boat. See if I can get him out of the box. Now I wish I could have got that colour, but I had to. The only one I could find for sale was a red one. Oh, that's not too bad. Actually it didn't look like this on the website I bought it off, so this is okay. Test the durability out. Yeah, okay. Actually looks better than I thought it was going to. Alright, they're all pretty standard in there. The last one of these I gutted the whole thing and I put the motor, I used a different drive system. I put the motor right down the back here, and then I could run my batteries in the middle just to see what that was like, rather than running out on the sides. That don't matter. What I'll do is I'll run it in dead stock form and see how that goes with what problems it may have. The first thing with these, or the most common problem they have, is this water jacket leaks. It's a rubber thing. It expands under pressure, water comes out the side, and you're chasing a water leak. If you don't know that, it's like, where is this water coming from? But every time you run it, it's going to leak from there. So that's the first thing you should always replace. The other thing, it's got a plastic prop on it, plastic propellers, flex, under load, although these actually perform really well. But I'll do a test with the standard prop, then I'll do a test with an upgraded prop, or maybe the same thing in CNC and then upgraded, and then go from there. So I'll just get some batteries in this thing and take it for a spin. While I'm charging those batteries, the first thing I notice on the back of this thing is where they fit their trim tabs. There's actually 2 bolts there to fit them there, and there's actually 2, you might be able to see it faintly, 2 bolts there underneath the wrap, 2 holes there, and they're threaded, and they'll take those bolts. These can be moved down here. They're quite a deep V hull, which means they're subject to chine walk, just rocking from side to side. And I would have thought they'd put them down there just so it's more contact with the water at high speed, because it's a chopper type prop. It's a surface drive, which means one blade in the water at all times, the other one is actually out of the water, so that's your water level there. So what's happening is the boat rocks down that side, hits that trim tab, rocks down that side, hits that trim tab. So if they were lower, I don't know, you'd think it would probably be a little bit less rocking. So I'll try it both ways as an experiment. We actually sell these, which are independently adjustable. So you get to get the best of both worlds. You get the outside and you get the inside as well. So that helps a lot with the chine walking on these things. It's more for people that upgrade the props or put more power into it and really need something that's going to settle the boat down over its design speed. The other thing you notice is this single pickup rudder, just the one. When I first got one of these in around about 2008, I noticed it just had a single rudder on it, single outlet rudder. So I designed a twin pickup rudder and sold heaps of them because they're really bad at running hot, these things. And from that I went to fix this problem here of the swelling cooling jacket, and designed the aluminium one for that. And they were the first ever upgrades for any RTR boat, and that's pretty much what turned our business into just a one-man operation to what we are now. Yeah, now every company, you know, designs upgrades or copies our upgrades for these things, but back then there was no such thing. I've just made up some little adapters because I only ever run 5.5mm terminals on my batteries, so you shouldn't really run adapters, but in this low current thing, it's not going to matter. You're probably going to read online that the Traxxas plugs are shit and you should just cut them off and put something better on straight away. No, don't waste your time and money doing that if it's stock. You've only got an 80 amp speed controller in there anyway, so that's going to be the weak link before the plugs desolder, so don't worry about that. What else? The light on here can be red or green, solid. When it's red, that means it's set for NIMH batteries, which doesn't have a low voltage cutoff. This one was set for lipos. It lit up green when I plugged it in, so that's all good. I don't know what their cutoff is. I hope it's 3.2 volts, but it could be 3, but I'll just be careful. Now, with the factory settings on the trim tabs and the stinger, I'm going to leave it exactly how they did from the factory, because most people are just going to throw this boat in the water and see what happens, so I won't be changing anything. Okay, cool. They've got it set up, the trim tab set up exactly how I would do it. They're just above the hull there, like, I don't know, a millimeter or something like that. Hard to say. Yeah, probably two millimeters above the bottom of the hull there, but the end of the tab is actually level with the bottom of the hull, which is exactly how I would set it up to take it out for the first time. And the stinger, they've got it exactly level as well, which is also exactly how I'd set it up, so I wouldn't have changed it anyway, but it's good to know what their baseline settings are. Alright, so I've got brand new batteries in there being charged, but because they are brand new, I'm giving them a slow charge. It's just going to take a little bit longer than normal, but that's about it. Just get the GPS going. It's supposed to do 50 mile an hour, which is 80 k's an hour, which I'm sure it will do. Just get a baseline. I had a dynamite one of these, only lasted a couple of months. Then it stopped working and I sent it back to them and they said, well, shouldn't have used it in a boat. So I won't be buying that brand again. This one's not meant to be waterproof, so that's why I've shoved it in a bag. But it's a fraction of the price of the dynamite one. I paid $90 for this. The other one was $220 and it only lasted 3 months, so right, let's get this plugged in. There's the old chine walk that these things are famous for. Wow. Ah, you bugger. Almost lost my lid. I can see it just hanging off the back. So, I've had the thing for 20 seconds and I've already crashed it. Might as well see what speed that was. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Okay. Well, it does the speed it's meant to do. It's 82 kilometers an hour. Definitely not stable enough to be able to do that all day long. Got the batteries just about all the way forward anyway. Well, they were all the way forward. They slid back a little bit. So that wasn't the fault. I really need to push the trim tabs down just a tiny bit to stop it crashing again. Alright, looks a bit too far that one. Okay, let's see what that's like. Because the trim tabs are so small, they just don't do a lot. I guess if this was your first boat and you didn't know anything about setup, you wouldn't be that impressed. Alright, I'll bring her in, see what the temps are like. Better not push my brand new batteries too much too. Water wise, oh look at that, all that water that's in there, that's come from that expanding. So I will get rid of that before the next run. The motor's pretty warm actually. You can't really be too accurate with the temps if you've got a leaking boat. So what we got here, 32, that's alright. 35, motor, get on there. Felt hollow in that. 35, okay. Felt hotter. Speed control is up there a little bit, 46. Okay, so that was the first run. It didn't go that well. I couldn't hold it flat out without it, getting wobbly and almost flip over. Well, I did flip over once and I almost lost my lid. And that Traxxas lid would have been an expensive thing to lose, so I'm going to put some foam on it before I take it out. After I tried to adjust it to keep the nose, or to keep it from flipping over, I moved the trim tabs down a long way. I don't know what you can see on the GoPro here, but they're quite a way down, and it did almost nothing. That is a long way down. They are pretty small, like the ones we make are wider and they're longer. And then for the higher powered stuff where you're going to get over 100 k's an hour, we've got the double ones, but we're definitely not doing that yet. I want to try and get it right if I can with the standard stuff, or show people that you can probably get it right without spending any money. I'd hate for someone to buy one of these and think, have to swim to go and get it the first time, or lose their lid the first time and think, boats are not for me. Just too much hassle. So if we can try and show people how to get it right, it's better in the long run. What I want to try and do is see if this is adjustable in any way. The ones we sell are adjustable up and down and this way as well. What I'd like to do is either get it up, if I can move it higher, that will bring the boat down in the water, give it more stability, or if I can angle the prop down, that will bring the nose down in the water. And that's looked like that really what this needed, but I'd be happy to have either. So I can see from the factory it's set dead level across there, so it's going to be easy to put back if I can adjust it. So I'm just going to loosen this off and see what I can do with this. Okay, so I've loosened it off. There is no direct straight up and down like this, but it's probably too complicated for people that are new to boats to have too many settings anyway. But what I can do is pull it down a little bit. Before it was dead level with the hull. Let's see what we got here. So it was like that before. So I'm gonna put it like that and take it out again tomorrow after I grease the shaft.